Greetings. It's your buddy, your friend, your pal, your teacher, your guide, ABW. So the question comes to me quite often about dating, date ideas, what should you do? Where should you take her? Things of that nature, specifically for the female of this time period, this generation. And to be quite honest, I mean, there's infinite number of things that you can do. I mean, it really just depends on the female, the type of female, as far as the creativity that you want to pull out, the finances that you want to put towards this date. Your first date is critical. Women do still date. Let me just say that women do still like to go on first dates. I know we're in a time where it's meet and then Netflix and chill, or movies and chill, and then you're having sex, and then you're, having a volatile relationship. But women are starting to realize that that's not the way that's not a good way to foster and cultivate a meaningful relationship. Even if it's not going to be that serious, still at the same time, they don't the old meet and then let's just hook up. That's still there. It's still an option, but a lot of women are wising up to that. A lot of women are just not privy to that nowadays. So dating is still there, and women like to date. So you go on your first date, and I'm not going to tell you what you should do. I'm just going to talk about what you should not do. Dating no-nos, and these are absolute. First one. This is going to be real quick. I'm not going to take a lot of your time. First one. Excuse me, I'm driving, so if you hear noise, I'm sorry. Bear with me. Good information. Dating no-nos. First no-no, and I always tell guys this: do not, I repeat, do not take them to the movies. I don't know how much I can stress this, but time and time again, I see guys go on that first date with the female, and what do? They take them to the movies. That is a no-no, especially only way I would authorize that, give that the go-ahead, is if the movie is a part of a package of a whole bunch of things that you're doing. And usually you don't have a lot of time. So usually whatever you're going to do, one or two activities, eat, and then do something. You're always going to eat probably. But the movies, I'm going to tell you why the movie is not where you take her. Women are attracted to, we know that women are attracted to our I call it our mouthpiece. Your mouthpiece, your mouth, your game. You might not, you might not want to call it game, but your personality is what she's attracted to. Women are just as physical, they're just as visual as we are, as far as the physical and everything. But at the same time, that can be overcome very quickly with your personality. Think about it. When you're in the movie, you don't really know each other too well. You're sitting there in the movie. You can't strike up a conversation. That's not good etiquette, movie etiquette. You still want to see the movie. Hopefully it's a movie that you both want to see. So so you're sitting there. It's kind of awkward, because you can't just reach over and touch her or hold her hand like that. Y'all are not on that level yet. Probably not on the first date. So you're going 2 hours of silence between you guys, and you're sitting there, and it's kind of awkward. And then what do you have to talk about after the movie? And then I don't know. Just trust me. Movie is not where you want to take her for the first date, unless nothing. Like I said, unless it's a package of something, a long list of things that you're doing, movie is out of the question. Trust me on that. You want the situation to be where where you're having a conversation. You want as much conversation as possible. And it should be the balance of conversation should I think a good balance is about 70-30. 70 in her favor. She should be doing 70% of the talking. She's going, and if if she likes you, she's going to do 70%, 70 to 80%, 90% sometimes of the talking. So let her talk and be a great listener. Ask great questions. And at the end of the night, she's going to be like, "You're so easy to talk to." I'm like, "You did all the talking." But that's all that matters to them. And you can't do that when you're in the movie theater. Another thing, now unless you are well aware or established and have thorough knowledge of the fact that she's into like extreme sports or is a very active female, skip the horseback riding, the rock climbing, the hunting, the extreme sport, whatever, skip that type of thing on the first date. Usually a woman is not privy to be sweating, at least not the first time around. She doesn't want to sweat. She doesn't want to be put in too uncomfortable of a position with you. She doesn't trust you enough to be in a position to where she has to trust you or trust your judgment, like with an instructor or something like that. No, just keep it simple. Like I said, you want to be creative, and you got to exercise good judgment. And unless you know that, and if that's been a basis of you guys rapport as far as sports or something like that, I would skip all that altogether. Skip the sweaty shit right for now. Skip the exotic animals, setting birds on her shoulder and all that. That I wouldn't do that the first time out. Now, when it comes to that first day, be decisive in what you're gonna do. Have a plan. Don't be one of those guys that, "What do you want to do? What do you want to do?" No, what do you want? No. Women want somebody that's decisive. Have a plan. One thing you can do, which has always worked for me, this has been a nugget for me. If you can somehow have it to where you're spending a lot of time driving, I don't know, for some reason, I don't know if you want to take like a mini trip. I'm in Texas, so we have a lot of little country towns around here to where you can go to. Like the downtown area is real pretty, real conducive to doing some weekend shopping, or like they have the antique shops and wineries, things like that. That's always a plus. And then usually they're kind of far out from the city, so you're gonna drive a little bit. So there you go, conversation. You can get you can get her acclimated to your music, or that's always worked for me. I'm a music head, so when I play some eclectic music, that's always a connection. If you play something that she hasn't heard before, but she's jamming to it, that's always good. If you have some thorough knowledge of music, most women are very into music, and that's always a plus. If you can spend as much time in the car, if you can spend a good amount of time in the car to where you're talking and you're making her laugh and you're listening to music, that's always a plus. Don't do the double. I don't know now. Now to some of you might think I'm who would do this, but you'd be surprised how many people do this. Your first date is a double date with another couple that is, well established. They've been in a relationship or they've been dating. That's a no-no. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, it's kind of she's gonna be answering a lot of questions. Usually, she doesn't want to be answering a lot of questions. She wants to spend time with you, usually and you alone. It might give you a sense of comfort because you have maybe your buddy or another couple that you're familiar with there, kind of ease the tension, break the ice a little bit more. You have you have someone to bounce dialogue off of besides just her. But no. It's especially with this established couple, they're gonna be doing their thing, their established couple type thing, and kind of makes it awkward for you. And I've been in that situation. I've made that mistake. I've seen that mistake in action, and I mean, I really can't explain it. A double date with another couple, it just doesn't work. Now, another, if you're a serial dater or you're, a man about town and have had a few dates, switch up your first date places. Don't take all your first dates to the same place. I mean, that should go without saying. Um, it's going to affect how you interact with her. Believe me, trust me, it will. It will affect how you interact with her. You might be liable to run into somebody, somebody that you know, female probably. That is always a likelihood sometimes. And then another no, and this is not necessarily has to do with how she'll respond to you and going forward, but I wouldn't spend a lot of money, even if you have a lot of money. Don't try to be too impressive. Don't try to wine and dine her. Leave some, because you're not gonna. Most guys are not gonna be able to sustain that through a period of time. Don't take her to the fancy restaurant off the bat. Have something that she can look forward to, something that can build up to. Keep it very light and casual. Keep it very light and casual. Like I said, the wine tours and things like that, and going to that, I don't know why that always works for me. It always worked for me. And of course, like I said, switch it up, get some variety in it. Don't always take all your dates to the same place, but have a plan in mind, and get adventurous and spend some time in the car, on a trip. Show her be able to show her your sensitive side a little bit. Show her your manly side. Show her that you're goofy. All those things you want to keep in mind, so that's the point of reference, the plan of attack that you can work from when you are coming up with date ideas. And then there's this just real quick. There's this notion. I know a lot of guys, um, do this. I'm gonna tease her and joke with her and things like that, and I do that. If it comes natural, but some guys make it a concerted effort to where he's gonna be an asshole to her, to a female, and things like that. No, save that for not for the first time. You can lightly joke with her, tease her, as it comes, as is appropriate, you know. But lighten up on the jokes, uh, lighten up on the career talk and the politics. Keep that, yeah, not for the first day. It's kind of a no, and you got to be able to gauge where she's at and how good of a rapport you guys have together. It's always a judgment call. This is just something to put on your brain to, there's some things that a lot of guys just aren't aware of. You just don't know what you don't know, and so a few things that I think are no nos. Other than that, if you notice, there's really not too many things off limits. At the same, because you want to be creative more than anything. You want her date with you to stick out in her mind. You want it to be like no other date she's ever been on. Uh, that's going to establish you from the get-go of somebody that she needs to really pay attention to, and that's hot for women. That gets them turned on. So if you have any other questions, maybe I'll revisit this again. It was kind of I don't know. It didn't come out the best way I had vision in my head. I couldn't think of too many no-nos as I was really getting into it. Really not a lot of no-nos. I said don't, but the Cardinals saying to me, taking them to the movies. That's a no-no. But thank you for your support, comments, please, and take care.